Hello everyone, this is your unemployed chef. Today we'll be making a delicious garlic penne pasta dish. The ingredients for this are parsley to taste, garlic to taste, pepper to taste, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter, a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm using this cheese because it has a very nice flavor and it's something different. If you don't have this type of cheese, you could just use regular Parmesan cheese. 1 pound of penne pasta and salt to taste. And also 1 cup of chicken broth. Let's begin. So right now I have a small sauce pot or pan on low heat. So now I'm going to melt my butter. It's currently on 3 on my stove. This looks like a lot of butter, but trust me, it's the right amount. This makes a lot of sauce. Once the butter melts, I'm going to add in my flour. And make sure when you add in the flour that you sift it in if you have a sifter. If not, another way you could put the flour in is you can shake the container that it's in and stir it into the butter slowly as it goes into the pan. That part is very important. If you don't do that correctly, you'll end up with a very clumpy mound of flour and a very clumpy sauce, which no one wants. Okay, so now the butter is melted. And now I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit to 6. And now I'm going to stir in the flour until it's brown. I'm going to actually switch out my spatula now. And get a whisk. And slowly shake the flour in as I quickly stir it in with the butter. And this is why I said this is enough butter. Don't worry, this just helps thicken the sauce, and we'll be putting in the milk next. Okay, time for the milk. And you want to make sure that your mixture right here in the pan is this color. And I'm going to slowly pour in my milk while I rapidly stir so everything stays unclumped. This is a workout. And that's it for the milk part. Get this extra residue off the sides. Now it's time for my chicken broth. I'm going to do 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to stir that in. And you see how it's thickening up at the bottom? So I'm going to keep stirring so it can stay unclumped. When I put in this chicken broth, everything will stay loose. Loosey-goosey. Okay. Now I'm going to add my best friend garlic. You can never have too much garlic, as I say. Now I'm going to add about, so I use frozen garlic cubes, and each cube equals 1 clove of garlic. So since this is a garlic pasta, I'm going to add in about 3 cubes of garlic. Which does not want to come out. Three cubes. Cube number 2. So I added in my 3 cubes of garlic. I still don't think this is enough garlic. But we'll see. Now we wait. Okay. And this is exactly you want to see when you're making a sauce. A sauce will not thicken if there's a lot of liquid content in it. So the way the sauce thickens is that as the extra moisture evaporates, it gets extra thick. So I'm going to let that simmer. Right now, it's still on 6. And now it's time for me to prep my pasta. I'm just following the directions on my box of pasta. It says here I need 4 to 6 quarts. Make sure you have a nice deep pot like this, so it will give the pasta enough space to move around as it boils. My pot is filled up. Now I'm going to set it to, well, I'm actually just not going to set it right now. I'm going to wait until my sauce thickens up just a little bit more, which would be in the next, let's say, 15 minutes or so, because making a sauce is a slower process. But I will salt my water. It adds taste to the pasta. And that's it. And I think it's actually a good time right now to put my cheese in. Yeah, it's definitely thickening up right now. Can you see that on the sides? Right here. So it's a good time to put my cheese in. And this is also a good time if you want to add any extra seasonings, if you want to add a little bit of salt to it. So a half a cup. Alrighty, stir that in. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's actually thickened up a lot sooner than I thought it would. So I'm going to turn down the heat because I don't want it too thick. And if anytime you're making a cheese-based sauce like this, and if it's too thick and you have way more pasta than you do sauce, you could always add in some milk. You could also add in some water, but the water would just dilute the taste. And this is what you want to see as the sauce thickens up. Another good trick is if you have a spoon or a spatula, if the sauce coats the back of the spoon or the spatula, that means that it's thick. So you can see it's thick with the triple C's. And I'm going to add in some pepper. Stir that in. I'm going to lower the heat down to 2, which is very low. And I might actually have to take it off the pan. Take it off the burner. Some more salt. Whew. Alrighty. And now it's time to boil my pasta. I actually thought that my pasta would be finished before my sauce. You learn something new every day. Okay. I turned my water pot up to high. So this will be a rolling boil, aka a violent boil. This type of boil will beat you in the back alley with a bat. And that's exactly how you want it. Or not. And once that gets going, I'm going to throw in my pasta and we'll be set. So I'm going to actually take off my sauce right now because I don't want to thicken it up too much. And I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. So my sauce doesn't appear to be enough. So I'm going to actually add in about 1 cup of milk. I'm going to actually keep this, turn this back onto 5. Just to make sure that it's the consistency I want. Slowly stir that in. Maybe we don't need 1 cup of milk. I'm extra cautious with this one because I either make too much sauce or too little sauce, too much pasta or too little pasta. So I'm going to have this simmer a little bit. I'm going to turn it back up to 6 so it can thicken up. As you can see, my water's at a rolling boil. And now it's time for the pasta to go in. Give the pasta some space so they don't stick together in the pot. And we're going to cook them until they're done. I am able to just eye the pasta to see if they're done, but to be technical, they need to boil for about 11 minutes. And of course I will show you what the texture should look like when pasta is done. Okay, my cheese sauce is to the thickness that I want. Now it's going off the burner. And now we wait for the pasta. I'm going to now test the pasta for doneness. So it's been on for about less than 7 minutes. But it's always good to just check. So it's not done. Give it another stir. And we wait. Checking the pasta for doneness again. Right now we're just below the 2-minute mark. Not quite. Pasta check again. And that's perfect. So you want your pasta to have a nice bounce when you squeeze it, like such. And you also don't want the pasta to be slimy. If it is slimy, that means that you overcooked the pasta. That just means that a lot of the starch has cooked out and is making the pasta sticky and or soggy. So now it's time to drain the pasta and top it with the cheese. The pasta is drained, and I'm going to put it back into the pot. Be careful not to spill the pasta. And now it's time for the crowning moment. The moment we've all been waiting for. Just dump the cheese on. Look how creamy that is. Trying to get every last bit from this pot because we do not waste food. Every single last bit. Okay, and just stir. Make sure to evenly coat the pasta on the top and the bottom. Stir it around really good. You can also top the pasta with some parsley to taste, to give it a nice color. And there you have it, folks. I have a beautiful creamy penne garlic pasta topped with some parsley. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, this is your Unemployed Chef. As always, everything in this video will be in the recipe list below the video. Again, this is your Unemployed Chef. And always chase your yum.